Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks so much for tuning in. In today's video, we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the 2021 Dodge Charger Hellcat Redeye. I have been wanting to drive one of these for so long. Such a cool car, my gosh. Wow! 797 horsepower from a supercharged 6.2 liter Hemi V8. I mean, this is as American as it gets right here. Plus, this one's a wide body, so we got the super wide wheels and tires, the awesome looking bodywork. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be taking you all on a deep dive of the car. Of course, we'll talk about performance and how it drives. We'll get plenty of sound clips. I'll show you how all of the features work. We'll talk about pricing and more. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and start her up and let her run. I'm sure a lot of you remember back in 2018 when Dodge launched the limited production Challenger Demon. I'll say being invited to that media launch was one of the most thrilling things I've done in my career so far. After experiencing that car firsthand on the track and street, it made a Hellcat seem tame. I say that because over the course of the following year, Dodge started offering Demon-inspired variants of regular production Challengers in the form of optional wide-body packages for Scat Packs and Hellcats. After that, they introduced the Hellcat Redeye. The wide-body packages gave the respective cars significantly more grip, which not only improved handling quite a bit, but also the ability to get power to the ground. The Redeye gained the Demon's powertrain and many other performance enhancements. For the 2020 model year, the wide-body package became an option for the Charger Scat Pack and a standard feature on the Charger Hellcat. The Charger Hellcat Redeye is new for 2021. It too comes standard with the wide-body package. What I love about the styling is that the flares are an integral part of the body, not just some add-on. They widened the car's stance by 3.5 inches. All of the attachment points are concealed for excellent fit and finish. The wide-body package also brought a number of other styling changes to the Charger. The new front fascia features a mail slot grille and revised air intakes. The new side sills connect the front and rear fascias to help amplify the integrated design of the fender flares. The new rear spoiler helps aerodynamically balance the new front end design. The hood is also new for 2021 and features heat extraction vents on either side of the functional center scoop for improved cooling. The Charger Hellcat Redeye is positioned as the most powerful and fastest mass-produced sedan in the world. That is perhaps the coolest thing about this car. Yes, the Challenger is cool because it represents classic American muscle, but the Charger is basically a family sedan. The fact that a nearly 800 horsepower family sedan even exists in today's market makes it pretty special. Base pricing for a 2021 Charger Hellcat widebody is $71,490. That includes a $1,495 destination charge. The Redeye package is an additional $8,600, and you also have a $2,100 gas guzzler tax. This example is equipped with a number of optional extras that push the total MSRP to $89,865. A few of the big ticket options include the satin black treatment for the hood, roof, and trunk, the carbon and suede interior package, and the Alcantara interior package. The wide-body package features a set of 20 by 11 inch wheels and 305/35 tires. A significant upgrade over past Charger Hellcats, which were fitted with 20 by 9.5 inch wheels and 275/40 tires. The Hellcat Redeye in particular is offered with 3 different wheel styles. Shown here are the split 5-spoke carbon black wheels. This example is also equipped with Pirelli P0 all-season tires, but 3-season tires can be had for $695. The wide-body package not only improves the car's handling quite a bit, but acceleration and braking performance see improvements as well. I'm not gonna lie, push this thing hard and it's still a lot to handle, but when it comes to track driving and really taking advantage of what the Redeye can do, the extra rubber is vital. I drove a wide-body Challenger Hellcat Redeye on a track a while back and it was an absolute riot. You wouldn't think a car so heavy can do what it does, but it does so and constantly asks for more. The extra rubber completely transforms how the car behaves as far as turn-in, lateral acceleration, and overall confidence. A powerful car needs equally powerful brakes, and the standard Brembo units certainly do the trick. The discs are internally ventilated and slotted. Brake cooling channels in the lower front fascia further help reduce fade when pushing the brakes to their limits. The discs span 15.7 inches in front and 13.8 inches in the rear. They're clamped down by 6-piston and 4-piston calipers respectively. Red painted calipers are standard, but there's a few color options to choose from, such as black, gunmetal gray, and orange. A line lock system is included as standard equipment. It engages the front brakes to hold the car stationary, but leaves the rear wheels free for a burnout to heat up and clean the rear tires. The system will also let the driver perform a controlled rolling burnout and can engage for up to 200 rear wheel revolutions. Also with the wide body package came a new electric power steering system to replace the previous hydraulic system. I actually noticed a slight improvement in steering feel, especially at lower speeds. It's not overly boosted either. Out on the road and through the corners, it's actually a nice firm feel. For what it is, the turn-in is quite sharp and responsive. This big car handles a lot better than you'd think. The electric power steering also allows you to tailor the firmness of the steering between the various drive modes. Underpinning Hellcat models is a fully independent suspension with SRT-specific geometry that consists of unequal length double wishbones in front, a 5-link design in the rear, hollow stabilizer bars, and 3-way Bilstein adaptive dampers that can be stiffened or relaxed on demand. Ride quality is on the firm side, but it's still compliant enough to be a comfortable daily driver. A couple other cool standard features include launch control and launch assist. Launch control holds the engine at optimal launch RPMs and waits for the driver to release the brake. It then uses engine torque management to optimize wheel slip for maximum acceleration. Launch assist uses wheel speed sensors to watch for signs that the tires are slipping or sticking, otherwise known as wheel hop, which, unchecked, can seriously damage the driveline. If hop is detected, the engine control module momentarily reduces torque to maximize traction almost instantly without the driver having to lift off the throttle. Launch assist reduces loads on the driveline from wheel hop by up to 20%. Of course, people love to point fingers and rag on these cars for how much they weigh. Honestly, this car tips the scales right at 4,600 pounds, which by anybody's measure is a whole lot. If you're expecting this to be a sports car, you will be disappointed. If you want a hilariously fast car that you can haul your friends and family in, then this is the car for you. It's a full-size family sedan with the heart of a muscle car. Numbers and fanboy comments aside, this is an incredible car. The Redeye's claim to fame is that it uses the Demon's powertrain, minimally detuned of course, but not that you would ever notice. In a nutshell, it's a supercharged 6.2-liter V8 that develops 797 horsepower at 6,300 RPM and 707 pound-feet of torque at 4,500 RPM. The main differences in output between the Demon and the Redeye boil down to different air induction systems and tuning. Compared to a standard Hellcat, this engine has a larger 2.7-liter supercharger capable of 14.5 psi of boost. There's strengthened connecting rods and pistons, a high-speed valve train with a higher 6,500 RPM redline, 2 dual-stage fuel pumps versus 1, and so much more. The Charger Redeye, having the wide body package, can hit 60 miles an hour in about 3.3 seconds and fly through a quarter mile in 10.8 seconds at 129 miles per hour. Top speed is a staggering 203 miles per hour. Despite all of this, the most impressive thing to me is that the car is still backed by a full powertrain warranty while meeting all applicable legal emissions regulations. The Redeye's engine features black valve covers, a red block, the updated intake system, and a unique emblem on top of the supercharger. To improve airflow as much as possible, the Redeye has 3 primary intake sources. The first is the newly designed hood. It seals directly onto the engine's air intake, which is fed by the large front-facing scoop. The other 2 sources include the mail slot grille opening and a dedicated airbox opening near the wheel well. Altogether, they pull 18% more air than the standard Hellcat. On top of that, the Redeye's exhaust is also unique, including the headers, delivering an even more sinister growl than a standard Hellcat. The SRT power chiller and after-run cooler were both Demon technologies that are now included with all Hellcat models. The power chiller redirects AC refrigerant to a special chiller unit tied into the cooling circuit. After being cooled by the ambient air passing through the front radiator, the charged air then flows through the chiller unit to cool it even further before flowing to the heat exchangers on the supercharger. This significantly lowers the temperature of the charged air. The colder or more dense the air is, the more power you're able to make. The after-run cooler helps minimize heat soak of the supercharger and heat exchangers by running the cooling fans and low-temperature circuit coolant pump for a period of time after you shut the engine off. You can keep track of the progress through the Uconnect system so you can see in real time when everything is back at their optimum temperature before heading out for another run at the track. Power is harnessed by one of the best 8-speed automatic transmissions out there, the ZF 8HP90. The Redeye does get an upgraded torque converter that allows an 18% increase in torque multiplication. Gear changes occur with near dual clutch levels of quickness. For added control, you can change gears manually via the console shifter or via the aluminum paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. With the latter, you can program a shift light to highlight the ideal shift intervals. Torque delivery at the rear is controlled by an electronic limited slip differential. In order to handle all of the Redeye's extra power, all of the driveline components had to be upgraded, including the drive shaft, differential, axles, and more. Another interesting new feature is called Torque Reserve, which, after the engine surpasses 950 RPM, closes the bypass valve to pre-fill the intake with up to 3.9 psi of boost. It also manages fuel flow to cylinders and spark timing to balance engine RPM and torque. When all keyed up and ready to go, the car is able to launch with up to 55% more torque. Between the various drive modes, you can selectively modify the engine's power output, steering and suspension firmness, involvement of the traction and stability control systems, and the transmission shift algorithm. It's the most detailed system I've ever seen, and it's so easy to use. There's info tabs everywhere if you'd like to learn more about what does what. There's even a valet mode if you wanted to reduce the car's power by using a custom code that only you know. Of course, having the black key also reduces performance. The red key is full performance. If you want to keep an eye on the car's vitals, you also have the SRT performance pages, which give you so many options to choose from. There's all sorts of gauges, timers for drag, accelerating, and braking, a G-force meter, real-time engine data such as boost pressure, and even a rolling dyno graph. The instant throttle response, combined with the feeling of all of that torque throwing you in the back of the seat, and the fact that you're in a large sedan, is spectacular. It's so raw, unapologetic, and excessive in every way possible. Next to the Challenger Redeye widebody, this is probably the most American vehicle currently made today, possibly tied with the limited production Durango Hellcat. The fact that this car even exists this day and age makes me happy that there's still a brand out there that just wants to make cool cars for the hell of it. They sure are passionate about it too. As far as fuel economy, the Redeye is rated between 12 miles per gallon in the city and 21 miles per gallon on the highway. In mixed driving, I averaged around 15 miles per gallon. Premium fuel is required, while total tank capacity is 18.5 gallons. Here's a fun fact for you. At full throttle, the Redeye consumes 1.43 gallons per minute of fuel, which is enough to drain the fuel tank in just under 11 minutes. The current generation Charger has been around now since 2011. A 10-year life cycle is quite a long time for any vehicle considering how much turnaround most manufacturers have nowadays. Strong sales number and growing popularity through expansion of the lineup are the likely culprits. Like the saying goes, there's no point in fixing something if it isn't broken. While a lot of manufacturers are phasing out their sedans and some are looking more into the future with their designs, the Charger can seem like a dinosaur at this point. It's one of, if not the last remaining rear-wheel drive full-size offerings left on the market. That being said, some of the controls are going to seem outdated, but in my opinion, the design has sure stood the test of time. Dodge has done great with refreshing it as needed, adding new and updated tech, and even adding more fancy options to give it a more upscale feel. One option shown here is the Alcantara interior package, which adds Alcantara to the seats, door panels, and steering wheel. There's also the carbon and suede interior package, which adds real carbon fiber accents to the dashboard and center console, not to mention a full suede headliner including the pillars. I'm not sure when they added the white accent stitching on the doors and dash, but that's a really nice touch as well. Both the driver and passenger front seats come with 8-way power adjustments including power lumbar. The steering wheel is power adjustable for both tilt and reach. For being heavily bolstered, the seats are really quite comfortable. They hug you in tight, but they also support you in all of the areas where it matters the most. Thigh, lumbar, and upper back support I thought were quite good considering you're not able to adjust any of it. The layout of the interior has a retro vibe to it with the hooded dash and recessed gauges. Some competitors have gone way over the top with technology and driver assistance features, but this car strikes a really nice balance between analog and digital. What tech the car does have only enhances the experience of driving the car, nothing feels overbearing, which I like. The infotainment system controls pretty much every aspect of the car, including many of the performance features I've outlined previously. In the lower center stack, there's a collection of buttons and knobs so you can access basic climate controls, radio controls, launch control, the SRT dashboard, and more. Additional radio controls can be found on the back of the steering wheel. The Charger Redeye is available with 2 audio systems. The standard system is made by Alpine and consists of 6 speakers and a 276-watt amplifier. It's actually pretty decent overall. Some Charger models are available with a 9-speaker Alpine system that features a subwoofer, but unfortunately is not available on the Redeye. The only other option if you're a music lover is the Harman Kardon system. If you can swing the extra couple grand, it is absolutely worth it. With 19 speakers, surround sound, and dual subwoofers in the spare tire well, it rocks with 900 watts of power. Even after all these years, I still consider FCA's Uconnect Infotainment System to be one of the best on the market. Here we have the top dog 8.4-inch unit with navigation. Unlike a lot of newer systems, this one doesn't have a glass screen. It's more of a traditional anti-glare screen. However, it still offers capacitive touch operation just like a smartphone. You can also pinch and swipe as needed. It's very responsive to inputs. Like I said, the infotainment system pretty much controls every aspect of the car, such as multimedia, including satellite radio and smartphone integration technologies like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The climate controls are detailed and easy to use, along with the heated and ventilated seats and heated steering wheel. The optional navigation system is straightforward, as is the hands-free Bluetooth telephone system. There's a lot of other features too. From the settings menu, you'll find a lot of ways you can personalize how the car operates. A Wi-Fi hotspot is also included. Within the app garage, you'll find a number of additional features including SOS emergency assistance, shortcuts to many popular features, and more. SiriusXM Travel Link, for example, allows you to see real-time fuel prices, weather data, sports info, movie listings, and traffic information. A backup camera is standard. Depending on the height of the driver and front passenger, rear seat space can get a bit tight if you're on the taller end of the spectrum. Also, because of the sloping roofline, you will have to duck your head down more than you'd probably have to in a more traditional sedan. However, once inside, being 5'10", I had enough space to be comfortable enough for a trip. I had a little headroom left over and a good amount of leg space. The seats are quite comfy. Again, if you're taller, say around 6 feet, you might find the back seat a bit cramped. The nice thing is that Dodge carried all of the premium elements found in the front to the rear. The door stitching, Alcantara, and soft points are all there. You're able to sit 3 people in the back, but because of the height of the middle cushion and the drive shaft tunnel, the middle person would have to be smaller. There's child seat anchors for all 3 positions. Only the middle headrest is adjustable. On either side of the roof, there's lighting, grip handles, and coat hooks. Down in the back of the center console are a couple air vents to help keep temperatures balanced. The Charger does not offer a tri-zone climate control system. The back of the console also has 2 USB ports for charging mobile devices, as well as controls for 2-stage heated outboard seats. Now let's wrap things up by talking about storage space. When you pop the trunk lid, it's balanced to where it'll swing up all by itself, which is nice. Inside the trunk, you have a generous 16.5 cubic feet worth of cargo space. The lift height is a bit tall, but the opening is nice and wide to accommodate larger suitcases. There's plenty of illumination on either side and a cargo hook on the left side. Underneath the trunk floor, you have an extra compartment that would be taken up by the optional Harman Kardon audio system if equipped. There's no spare tire, however, there is a tire inflation kit on board. The battery can also be found in the trunk. If you want to expand cargo space, the rear seat can be folded down. It's a 60-40 split seat. It just depends on how much room you want. Throughout the rest of the car, you have an expected amount of space for something in this segment, including a large 2-tier locking glove box, center console storage with a removable tray and coin storage, cup holders, small trays around the shifter, plenty of door pockets, and seat back storage pockets. One thing that's strangely missing here is a fold-down armrest for rear passengers. Well everyone, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed the in-depth look at the 2021 Dodge Charger Hellcat Redeye. This has been an absolute blast. I mean, sheesh. That supercharger whine just does not get old. Be sure to leave a like down below. It really helps the video a lot. And if you haven't subscribed already, consider doing so, because there's always a lot more content where that came from. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.